Hi, everyone. I want to tell you about the 8 reasons you might not be liked on the internet. So, if any of these are happening to you, hopefully you can switch them or stop doing them. But if you don't realize what you're doing, then we have a problem, right? So, we need to be aware. My name is Julie Fairhurst, in case anyone of you don't know me. I'm a certified master persuader. I am a sales strategist and I'm a business storyteller. I have a background of 33 years in sales, marketing, and promotion. And so I'm here to help you with your business. So we all know how absolutely important it is to be liked on the internet. If you haven't seen my recipe for success, you might want to catch that little video, but likability is the number one. And so why would someone not like us on the internet? What could we possibly be doing to cause people not to like us? Well, the first thing that you could be doing is you might be taking things personally. Now, if somebody says something personal to you or something hurts your feelings, you can deal with that offline. Okay, so we never want to get into a big row while we're online, but be careful that you're not taking things personally. A lot of times people will say things and we think that they're saying them or meaning them in a certain way, but I have found over all my years that my reality or my what I think is my perception of reality is not always correct. So our perception of what people might be saying or doing may not be correct. So do your best to really shuffle through your feelings and your triggers to see what is going on if you are someone who tends to take things personally. Now, another thing very important is, are you not respectful of people's privacy on the internet? So be very careful about that. Don't be sharing things about other people without their permission. Don't be tagging them or doing anything like that without their permission. Even with testimonials, make sure that you've got their permission to share testimonials. Just make sure that everything is upfront and you're not hurting anyone's privacy by any way. And then listen, yes, even online, more than you talk. So if you're having a conversation with someone, I know it's hard. You want to jump in, especially if you're the expert or the authority in what your conversation is about. Of course, we want to dive in there, but you know what? You're going to get more credibility, more respect, and more likability if you sit back and you listen more than you talk. So really pay attention to that. The worst thing that can happen, and I'm sure we've all experienced this, is where someone is relating their story to us, and then somebody else is sitting there just, etching to go, oh, well, I experienced something similar to that, and dive into their story. And then the person who was sharing, it just leaves them with a not very nice feeling. So always try to listen more than you talk, and don't try to up somebody with your story. You can tell your story at another time, but be respectful of the person that's telling theirs. And communication skills. So many of us have difficulty effectively communicating. And if that's you, then there are videos, there are books, there are many, many ways that you can become a better communicator. And so you don't want to have someone thinking that you're saying one thing, but you're actually saying something else because you're not communicating it properly. So that is really, really important. The other thing is, if you know your target market, then if you know your target market, then you'll be able to target your communication to them, which helps you hone in your communication skills, if that helps at all. And really be mindful of how you're using your technology. So don't be sitting on the phone while you're on a Zoom call. Don't be, shutting the sound off and taking that call. If it's super, super important, then you can, just have your picture. But, give your 100% undivided attention to what you're doing online. Very, very important. Don't be interrupting unless it's really, really important. And then also, don't be pretending something that you're not. We want to be able to get to know you. We want to be able to like you. We want to be able to relate to you. And the best way to do that is just to show us who you really are, because we're all beautiful, wonderful people. We really are. So don't pretend that you're something that you're not. Nobody's expecting anybody to be an expert in every little thing. We're not robots. We're not the AIs of the world. So we're just people. And so don't pretend to be something that you're not, because people are going to see that and they're going to call you fake. And then you're going to have a problem. And when you do that, nobody's going to believe you. And if they don't believe you, you're in big trouble, because they're not going to trust and buy from you. Be aware of how you are coming across to others. So when you speak, when you're communicating with others, do you come across aggressive? Do you come across too assertive? Are you too meek? Is your sound, too low? People, going like this to try to hear you. So just be aware of how you come across to others. And again, if you know who your target market is, then you'll be able to, again, with your communication, target that to the people, and then you'll be able to get your communication skills directed at them as well. And the last thing is that you can't take any feedback. Now, sometimes feedback can be pretty nasty, and sometimes it can be gentle, and we tend to take it personally, or we take it to heart, and we believe it maybe, or we get offended. So there's many, many ways to deal with feedback. My one way that I like to do it is I don't get into an argument with people. I don't say, no, you're wrong. I don't say, yes, you're right. I just say, thank you very much for your feedback. I appreciate it. And that is the end of it. So those are my ways to let you know how you might be missing out on being liked on the internet. So if any of those ways are you find relating to you, or you need help in changing those, maybe I can help you. I don't know if I can, but I certainly would be willing to help you. And don't reach out if you have any questions at all for me, or if you want to learn more about persuasion, because I'm here to help you. Take care.